From the Woodshed, a candid conversation with Chase Morrill and Ryan Eldridge from Kennebec Cabin Company, home of the Maine Cabin Masters. Brought to you by Nelma, safeguarding our lumber resources since 1933. See the stamp, trust the quality. Now, from the Woodshed studio at KCC headquarters in Manchester, Maine, it's Chase and Ryan.
So this is From the Woodshed.
Live from the Woodshed.
Live from the Woodshed. I'm Chase Morrill. With me is Ryan Eldridge and our producer, my daughter, Maggie Morrill.
History in the making right here.
She's psyched to be here this morning, too. Aren't you, Maggie?
Yeah.
She looks pretty happy.
So I guess we should just start off by kind of telling who we are and what's going on.
And preempt everything. We don't know what we're doing, so bear with us.
Bear with us.
This is a start. It'll get easier, better, more fluid.
Yeah. You know, we've been doing the TV show Maine Cabin Masters for 4 or 5 years now, and we thought we'd kind of just branch out, do a little side gig, kind of talk about behind the scenes, cabin stuff.
Stuff people really want to know that we can't address on the TV show.
Yeah. And we'd like to thank Nelma, Northeast Lumber Manufacturing Association, for sponsoring this.
Thank you, guys. This is a great idea.
Yeah, and it's, you know, we use a ton of eastern white pine in every project we do, and they represent a lot of lumber mills around the Northeast. So this all started with Maine Cabin Masters, an idea.
Seems like so many years ago.
It really does. We've done over 60.
Yeah, almost 70.
Almost 70 camps now. And, you know, we kind of knew we wanted to start something up on our own to carry us over when the show, we know the show isn't going to go on forever.
Someday it is going to end.
Yeah.
We're trying to build the brand to bridge the gap so we can continue on.
And we came up with the name Kennebec Cabin Company.
Yeah.
So we now have a headquarters in Manchester, Maine.
We are live from beautiful downtown Manchester, Maine. Worldwide headquarters.
Worldwide headquarters. And we've got a retail space here. We've got an office space. We've got Ashley's design space. We've got conference room.
Studio.
Now we have a recording studio.
We got a huge parking lot.
Yeah.
For when this is all over.
And it's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
Winter's trying to hold on, but we're getting going again. We're starting to think more about cabins and, you know, our next season. But we wanted to do this YouTube channel to kind of include that. So.
And we have a lot of free time on our hands right now, like everybody else.
Yeah, it's, you know, difficult times for everybody. And, so, you know, we're just trying to keep momentum going with the show, keep content out there. And
this is where we start.
This is where we start.
And we got an exciting first guest today. Let's just start right now with the over and under. Will she be on time? Can anyone guess who this guest is going to be?
We did tell her a half hour early, so.
And we're going to give her an extra 20 minutes.
Yes, yes. And I think she would kill us if she wasn't our first guest.
Yeah, oh, true.
So it's only fair. Yeah, so we'll be having guests on, you know, regularly, you know, people in our industry, people, you know, from around the state, just
maybe a lucky fan once in a while would be fun.
Yeah. Camp owners, previous camp owners. Yeah. We get a ton of questions regularly that, you know, we really don't have a good way to address, so we think this is a good way to do it and just keep talking.
And we're not going to spend a whole hour on budgets every day. There's so much better stuff.
Yes, we do have a lot of
But we will address that as well.
Yeah. And, you know, like we said, it's COVID-19 is going around right now. We are staying safe. We hope everybody else is staying safe.
We're deemed essential.
We're deemed essential. We're social distancing in this space, you know, keeping all the necessary precautions. The retail store is closed down, the physical location currently, but we still have online available, KennebecCabinCompany.com. T-shirts, hats, mugs,
art, houseware, you name it.
Yeah, we do have a lot of stuff from artists we've worked with.
Another thing I want to make to mention, we also have a real estate section on there. You know, camps. We get so many calls for camps, people looking for real estate. We got a great network of realtors out there. Go to our website, mainecabinmasters.com, and click on real estate, and you'll find a whole plethora of information.
Yep. And, you know, we're kind of uncertain right now when our building season will start back up. Currently, Ryan and I are scouting camps, getting ready for the season, but, you know, a lot of the guys are, you know, staying at home, being safe, taking care of their families.
Yeah, it's a weird times, but we're trying to come out of this stronger and better than we did before.
Yeah, and we, thankful for everybody who's working with us and keeping the state moving, keeping the country moving.
Yeah, all the frontline workers.
Hammond Lumber is still there.
Yeah, luckily Hammond's keeping us going. They're delivering.
Yep.
I think we may all become more efficient after this. We might seem less of our salesmen.
It's true.
Sorry, Dennis.
Phone calls will work just fine.
Yeah, curbside.
Yeah.
So we're getting our first thumbs up, I think, from our producer.
Okay. Yeah, and real quickly, so we want to kind of do this not a call-in, but a write-in questions from people. We're hoping to get to a point where we could even do live video streaming of people's cabins.
Oh, that'd be cool.
We're going to have a YouTube channel. Look under Kennebec Cabin Company. You can go to our website, KennebecCabinCompany.com, where you can contact us, and we'll screen the questions and try and answer as many as we can.
All right.
And Maggie has a list of questions to start with.
Yes.
And so...
Okay. All right, we're gonna... Okay, so our first question is from Victoria. When might we know if there will be a season 5?
Good question.
When and where would be a season 5?
Hopefully any minute now.
Yeah, so we are working under the assumption that there is a season 5.
We're going to be doing camps regardless, TV or no TV.
Yeah, and yes, one way or another, we'll be working on camps. We'll keep producing content, whether it's for a large network or on our own. But all signs right now, knock on wood, are leading towards a season 5. We're out scouting.
There's rumors swirling around.
And there's so much still unknown as far as production. I mean,
We didn't know our future, then the whole COVID thing. So, I mean, everything's in slow motion.
Yeah.
But we're hoping we're going to get picked up by one of the bigger networks and start cranking away. Maybe it might be a test season, but we'll start small and go from there.
Yeah, and as soon as we know anything, we'll let you guys know. But we're taking it, day by day right now. It changes regularly.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question is from Sue. How do I find out if you've picked my application? Do you guys just call, or is the deadline to make those plans?
So...
It's not the most exciting process if you get picked, to be honest with you.
So you can submit your cabin at mainecabinmasters.com, KennebecCabinCompany.com. There's an application page. It goes into a spreadsheet, and we check them regularly.
And, to be honest, there's thousands of applications, so there's so many good camps. The chances of getting picked are very slim. Everything has to work. The budget has to work.
The transformation
has to be there. The location.
The time frame.
It's really like hitting the lottery, to be honest with you.
And it's really tough for us to, go through and tell everybody yes or no. Because we get the spreadsheet, we go through it, we say, okay, we do one quick pass through. Yes, this one would work initially. Yes, no. Ryan and I are going out scouting. We do a quick drive-by, see the areas they're in.
Yeah, check it out, see what's going. Yeah, get eyes on it, and then we're like, okay, this could work.
Yep.
So that's step one.
And then we take that information and send it to our production company, Dorsey Productions. They're based out of Denver, Colorado, or Littleton, Colorado. They go through and say, okay, they're looking in more at what the network
right, the TV
is
from behind
for.
The lens.
Because they have to put the show together. They look through them. They've got to reach out to the camp owners. So,
And so they reach out to them, and that's a go. Then they set up a meeting where you guys go back with a cameraman. So it's quite like a 3 to 5 step process.
Yeah. And so if you get a call from Dorsey or you get reached out to, your chances are increased.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't mean you're going to make it, because then we have to go take a look at them. We try and group them together to be more efficient.
Geography is a big thing. We can't have a camp in York, Maine, and one up in Aroostook County. We just physically don't have the men. So we got to do them in clusters.
And if what they're looking for is either a good history of the camp, a good story, and if we find a camp with a great story, great budget, we'll then maybe try and find some others in that area to make it happen. And it's
getting easier. It was a lot the first couple of years. It was overwhelming, but we're getting a better process now.
And unfortunately, we can't reach out to every camp owner and let them know yes or no, because it's an ongoing process. and sometimes one will fall out. We'll have to pull another one in. So if you hear from us, great. If not, thank you for your application, but we're sorry.
And we still love you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We couldn't let you know one way or another.
Okay. Question from Daniel. Do you renovate properties outside of Maine?
Oh, we get that question all the time. Unfortunately, right now we do not. We are Maine Cabin Masters.
We are Maine Cabin Masters.
By contract, we are not allowed to perform any work over state lines. Maybe not allowed to leave the state,
Although it would be nice.
We're getting some nice offers for winter work in warm
Yeah.
places.
Yeah, I'd gladly be a Costa Rican cabin master.
Yeah, I haven't said no to any of those offers yet. But our family's here. This is where our home is, so we're most efficient here. We'd love to maybe venture out someday, especially in the cold months. We've talked about that a lot.
Yeah, but we love Maine. We love all seasons here. So maybe someday.
Maybe someday. We can't even. So many people want us just to sneak over the border to New Hampshire. Come on, like 5 miles over. Like,
true.
I don't think we can pull it off.
And there's no shortage of camps in this state.
Maybe before the internet we could have snuck over to New Hampshire, but we can't. I don't think we can anymore.
No.
All right. Question from Brian. We will definitely visit Acadia National Park and the surrounding area, but would really like to suggestions on what else we should experience in your state.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Anywhere is awesome.
Well, what I've learned is that this state is so different. There's so many parts of the state, and they're all just unique and awesome.
Yeah.
You got to go to the coast, but so many people don't go way up north. You didn't get that experience. Like,
It's
do
true.
it in the middle of nowhere a couple hours.
Yeah, I mean, Western Maine, Bridgeton area, then you're up into Rangeley, Farmington area. I mean, even Central Maine right here, it's got its own, all the lakes.
Well, the thing about Central Maine is based on population. Like, if you look at a map,
Yeah,
Central Maine,
yes.
I've always thought that was funny. Central Maine is really probably up by Moosehead, maybe, if you're the center of the state, but geographically speaking, and when you talk to people, Central Maine's Augusta, Gardner, Waterville area.
But I would say Mount Blue area, Acadia's nice. It's got the ocean, the mountains. But you get over into the foothills, Farmington, Rangeley, Moosehead.
You got to stop by 915 Western Avenue, too. That's our worldwide headquarters.
Manchester, Maine.
3 or 4 miles off the interstate. So
0435 fun.
0435 fun.
And each area has its own, almost their own dialect.
Yeah.
Randy Parlin, the boat guy,
Yeah.
picked up my boat the other day, and he left a message on my phone, and I was like, I could tell he was from Farmington Falls area just
Really?
from hearing his accent. It was so funny. He sounds like Austin Kendall and a bunch of other guys right from that area.
His R's a little longer or
Yeah.
shorter or something. But, you could spend a week in Acadia National Park. It's a good destination, but branch out on your way there.
Move away from the coast.
Yeah.
Move inland.
All right. Question from Raina. We feel the budgets for your projects are ridiculously low. There is no way you could pay your
Knew that was
staff,
coming.
buy the materials, and do what you do. When the owners have a budget, is that just for materials?
The budget question.
The budget question, we get it all the time.
So the price that is on the TV screen is what pretty much the dollar amount the homeowner pays.
Yes.
In the last this winter, we worked through the winter. We did some add-ons, so that's going to play it a little bit differently. But the first couple seasons, that was the price that the homeowner paid.
And I think they're going to reflect that.
Yeah, now.
That still is what the camp owner pays. And for the most part, we're right there on the budget. I
don't think we've made money on any camp, have we? We've lost.
That's basically us doing the work at cost.
Right. We don't charge upcharge materials like most guys do. We don't upcharge on our guys' labor.
But we get that. We get paid from the production company, so it's kind of subsidized.
That's how. Yeah, we get a bonus from production. That's why we don't have to charge.
And we definitely get materials at a discounted rate, and sometimes donated us for promotion on the show.
Well, every episode has a trade out in it. Whether it's
Yep.
one high money item. We built relationships with all our suppliers, so everyone knows that if they get a scratch and dent, call Chase,
Yep.
or if they got a misorder, call Chase. And then you pick, your collection and your family history.
Yeah, it's true. We like these last 2 episodes. I think it was the Fuller camp. The kitchen cabinets there came from Harry Wolfington's.
Yeah.
He gave us his old 70s outdated cabinets because he was renovating his place.
And they fit perfect there.
But they were perfectly good cabinets for a camp. The butcher block came from another camp.
You could play the Cabin Master drinking game. Every time you see one thing from one camp that's in another one, have a drink.
The cabinets from the Salter camp went into Jay Wolfington's camp.
A couple toilets have even been switched around. I think season 1.
I still have one sitting in front of my barn waiting to go into a camp.
But yeah, I mean, it's a mix and match. And then the other thing is that it's just camp. We're not. If you look close, you get the big picture. Our miter cuts aren't 100% perfect. We're going fast. There might be paint splatter, but it's the big picture. It's camp. It's meant to be enjoyed and be used.
Yep.
And it's not perfect.
And that's not perfect, and it's not necessarily
kind of like us.
It's not necessarily completed.
Right.
We get that too. Well, how come the stove isn't hooked up? Stuff like that. Where we take that budget as far as we can, and then we get it to a point where the homeowners could come in and finish it off when they have the time or the money or the resources. Because we have a set budget and time frame, we do as much as we can with what we have to work with.
And we've learned in the last couple seasons, like stoves, that's a liability we're not adequate at. Let them get them professional in there. We get everything right then, and they have other companies come in like stoves, heating systems, and finish it off.
Yep. And septic systems. A lot of times septic systems are in the plan to go in, but later on. So we'll set up the bathrooms, we'll stub the plumbing down through, and then, again, when they have the resources to complete it. So...
But I know I couldn't imagine coming from a western state though, where the price. I mean, if pine in Maine is cheap, and that's what people don't understand either. Like it's just a whole different world, and the rate of labor is a little different here than anywhere else.
That's true. We'll buy a flat of eastern white pine, and use it for everything. Everything.
Okay, next question.
How do you guys do the budget?
From Montford. I watch with amazement as you speed drive screws during your work. How do you do that? What driver bit do you use, and what style screw head do you use?
CGI, they just fast forward the footage.
They pick the best one. No, I mean, impact drivers.
That's a great question, though, because I truly believe the screw does matter. Like, I used to use a lot of deck mate screws, and they were good screws. Buy them at the big stores for bulk. And then, you get a GRK, and the thing is faster and stronger.
Yeah, I mean, Fletcher, my son, wears that hat around. Best screw ever.
And it's
but it is the best screw. I mean,
it really is.
And with a torque head bit and an impact gun.
They don't strip like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how we survived without the impact guns.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Whereas all just elbow, just trying to drive that thing in.
That's a good story, too. So the GRKs, I mean, they're expensive. You get what you pay for. And the guys love them so much. And they got to the point where they started screwing everything, which is not as cost effective as nailing everything. So we have a rule now. One 25-pound box of GRKs for each job.
Yeah, and our other rule is before you always wanted to use galvanized nails.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, no, it's the price. But we made an agreement that if all the nails didn't go thrown onto the ground, went into people's pockets, we could buy galvanized nails, and we're doing
pretty good at that. We run the magnet at the end of the job.
Yeah. Because it's camp, and a lot of people are out barefoot, so we try and make sure we're safe on that one.
Okay.
That's a good question.
And then we have a question from Jesse. Why are all the camps you work on raised off the ground? I live in Wisconsin, and most of the cabins I know of, including my family's, are built on concrete foundation. Is it because of the terrain or lack of access to concrete?
Lack of money.
And, yeah. I mean,
mostly cost, don't you think?
And frost.
The
frost here is outrageous.
I don't think in Wisconsin would be the same, though, right?
Yeah, maybe it's not as bouldery.
Yeah, I don't know. If it's sand, because the frost, the warm and cold, so it pushes rocks around. And if you don't do a foundation correctly, it's going to ruin it.
Yep.
In a lot of these camps, as you see, like they put them on pucks and pads, and every couple of years you got to come in and readjust it.
Yep.
But I'd say mostly cost.
Definitely cost, and we always try and put pucks down, and it does. It always depends on the terrain, how dry it is. If the area is super saturated, it's going to heave a lot in the wintertime. And the frost right now is slowly coming out of the ground.
It's so bad this year.
Roads are still posted.
Oh, it's so bad. I've never seen the frost like I've seen it this year.
Yeah, it's been a long, long mud season.
My lawn's like a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. But and then that Maine ingenuity, though, we go to a lot of camps. They use what was there, like rocks.
Yep.
Old footings.
Old stumps.
And
I mean, we've got cedar up here, so you set a cedar post on a nice flat rock. it lasted.
Oh, yeah, the last 50 years.
But again, you're underjacking regularly, and that's a big thing too. If camps stop being maintained, they start heaving more and more. If you don't do good drainage around the camp and all that water is allowed to pool up underneath, that's going to freeze up, cause the camps to heave. So for the most part, we don't do foundations unless the budget's there and if the conditions are right. We use a lot of techno metal posts now, which is kind of the best of both worlds. So
Yeah. Good question, though.
All
Actually, a
right.
lot of the camps have been scouting their own foundations this year, block and stuff.
yeah, blocks can be
Even
trouble too.
Yeah. Scary stuff.
Okay, one last question from Warren. On multiple episodes, it doesn't appear that that insulation is used, especially in the cabins with open ceilings. How are they kept warm in cold weather?
They're not. Most of them are 3-season cabins. People come in, not even, some people, a lot of cabins aren't until Memorial Day. It's like 4 months that they use them.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them are one season.
Yeah.
Beautiful summer. But I mean, we all grow up with camps. I remember, how many times have we slept in uninsulated camps with a wood stove cranking, trying to stay warm all night?
Frame is finished is what we call it.
Yeah.
You see your frame, you see your electrical, you see everything. But that's frame is finished because it's inexpensive. And that's how one major way we keep the budgets down.
Yep.
Insulation adds a whole new realm of stuff. You put insulation up, then you got to sheathe it.
Yep.
Then
you're worried about, if it's a camp that's not used year round, then you have to worry about critters moving in. And if you have enough windows and ventilation in the summertime, you get a good breeze, it's going to keep the heat down. It's the camps that are, closed up tight that you cook in.
Yeah. I've been in some no ridge vents and you just die.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing we love about our jobs is we don't really deal with a lot of insulation and we never deal with sheetrock.
Yeah, I do love that.
Yeah, I'm not complaining at all.
But if we do use insulation, we try and use spray foam as much as possible because it helps hold the camp together. It helps keep critters out. It seals it up tight.
A couple camps that we wouldn't have been able to move if we didn't spray foam them.
True.
It really locks them all together.
Yeah, and this winter we've done our final 3 camps were kind of higher end. They all got insulated, enclosed in, finished off. But that's because, the camp owners had a bigger budget and they want to eventually make them their year-round houses. So
And that also gets in the big camp thing. Camp is different to everybody.
Yep.
But a lot of these people, they had the summers off. They'd come up, stay at camp for the summer, get out of the city for the summer, and go back.
Yep.
And now as technology gets better and the world's a different place, people try to extend it longer.
Yeah, we get that all the time, don't we? People, I want to be able to stay here year-round, which is great, but the logistics of it and the reality of somebody staying at their camp down a tiny camp road in the middle of January, February,
Right.
Yeah,
those roads weren't, there was no urban planning back with these camps.
Yeah.
I went down one the other day. I bet I went down a half. It's called East Ridge Road up in Oakland. The road, I couldn't even imagine what it cost to put that road in. I come down, there's a beautiful house. It wasn't a camp, it was a house. But each their own.
For sure.
Well, segment 2.
Yeah, well, before we do that, I got a present for you.
For
our first podcast.
Already. Uh-oh.
I have a present.
That's going to be a
for
loaded
you.
present.
Da, 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 da.
Man glitter. Oh, yeah. Kennebec Cabin Company, man glitter. No way. Is this real?
Yeah?
Look at that. Kennebec Cabin Company's man glitter is an all-natural wood-based product designed to create and enhance the look of tiring day in the wood shop. When you do escape from the everyday hustle, head out to the workshop, open your beverage of choice, put your feet up, and watch your favorite episode of Maine Cabin Masters. After your break, just sprinkle some man glitter on. Your family will think you've been toiling away on the endless to-do list. Kennebec Cabin Company's man glitter will leave you feeling confident and relaxed, but looking like you put in a hard day's work. That is awesome. And directions for use. Apply liberally to clothes, hair, or beard. Excess may be wiped off with a brush or rag. For a more complete look, don't forget Kennebec Cabin Company's diesel-scented deodorant. This is awesome.
Yeah.
No way. Yes.
The
Are you going to sell this?
Yeah, I've got a case of them.
Well, there you go. Be the first person to buy this at our website. That is so awesome. Cool. And is it probably Eastern White Pine or who knows?
It's a mix of whatever's on my workshop floor.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll leave this here for prom.
Right. When we get done, we can sprinkle some. Go back and see Brad.
Yeah, we've been working. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Gotta love the man glitter.
I always have that sense that it's not permanent. It's about a whole process, a whole series of things, having that relationship to the clay. I would never make just one and then get upset if it didn't work. I went to college, never took a single art class, got to El Salvador in the Peace Corps, and I just loved the pottery. By the time I got home, I was interested in making pottery from clay like they dug right in their town, but didn't know anything about it at all. I met the local backhoe guy who knew all about where clay probably was. And an hour later, the backhoe came like lumbering up, didn't even stop, just kept right on going, and started digging out in the swamp. I went out there, he's bringing up like about 4 feet of this black swamp dirt, and I'm thinking, what? How much is this going to cost? You know, what's happening? Why is he doing that? And then it just switched to pure, wet blue clay right away. It was just astounding. I saw immediately that it was really a resource, and that I could do something with it. I could actually be a potter. I'm pretty much retired from production pottery. I used to make hundreds of mugs, 40 pie plates a day, stuff like that. But I can't stop making these loom sculptures because it's just endlessly fascinating. It's a real challenge. I love having invented something. Yeah, because when I found the clay, people said, oh, that stuff's no good. You can't use that clay. It's just a brick clay, you know. And I thought, well, it is the clay that I have, so let's see if I can figure it out.
All right. So
Our guest has arrived.
our first guest, we had to make her our first guest.
We knew we'd have to wait.
Better late than never.
That's your podcast.
That's the show I'm on.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ashley Morrill, my wife,
My sister,
Me.
Maggie's
Our
aunt.
our designer,
Lucky.
Maggie's favorite aunt.
Only on.
So look, I got a present before you got here. Man glitter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're gonna sell it in the shop.
What is this?
It's man glitter.
And glitter.
You put it looks like paint. You put it up with the paint cans.
What?
You go out behind the woodshed, drink a couple beers. The wife thinks you're
What?
working, and
Kennebec Cabin Company, man.
you put man glitter on.
Depending.
Yeah, when you go back in, you sprinkle a little on so
Yeah.
you look like
Can you
you've worked
open
a
it for
hard
me?
day.
Oh.
No, it's sawdust. It makes you look
You
like
should have
you've
worn
been
some
working.
in here, and maybe we'd cut you a little slack.
Yeah,
Can you open that for me?
Yeah,
Put a
so-
little on.
yeah, man glitter. So
That's really cool.
isn't that awesome?
Who made that for you?
Chase.
Where'd
He
you
kind of
get-
rolled with it.
Where'd you get the label and everything?
Got it made up. Bought the cans.
Those are awesome.
Did
Fresh, fresh man glitter
You
from
can trick
Chase's.
you can trick anybody.
Yeah, Chase's wood shop.
So yeah, this is our STS segment where we just do interviews.
What's that stand for?
What do you think? STS. We're gonna talk.
Says.
Just talk about anything. Shoot the.
Oh.
Shoot the shit segment.
Can you say that on the
We can say whatever we want.
on our podcast?
Yes. So it's the
That's
STS.
as far as we'll go.
It's
Yeah.
not like I see you guys enough.
Yeah.
You got to call me into STS.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, we had to make you our first guest.
for 20 minutes.
And so our guests, we're going to ask. What are we asking?
We got a list of questions from.
Coffee. First question is coffee, water, or beer?
Beer.
I knew she picked
No
beer.
water right now. Thank
So
you.
all our guests will get.
It's not full.
Oh.
But in the future, when we're really good at
Oh,
this,
really?
you'll get water, coffee, or beer.
Oh, nice.
Why don't we explain what that is to everybody?
Yeah.
So we have a beautiful Maine Cabin Masters coffee mug, a beautiful Maine Cabin Masters metal water bottle, and a Maine Cabin Masters pint glass.
And how do I get the hat? What do I have to say for that?
If you say it, we'll know it.
And if the guest is late, they get nothing from now on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Put that back.
For all you listeners, I was on time.
She was not.
Ashley
like-
time.
So we have STS segment and with water, coffee, beer every time.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
exciting.
Yeah.
That-
So we figured Ryan and I kind of talked about cabin submission process, and people really want to know kind of the behind the scenes stuff for the show. We thought maybe you could talk to us about your design process.
Oh, I'd love to.
Like, just the nitty-gritties of it. Like,
Yeah, how much influence does a homeowner have?
is there a
Like,
budget? Yeah.
when do you pick out
So
paint
we-
colors?
So the paint colors, a lot of times I speak with the homeowners, and they kind of lead me into the direction that they're looking for. They don't always get what they want, but overall, they do give us money, so I like to give them what they want. But for TV purposes, obviously, we have to have a little bit of a wow factor, so we can't go from, like, I don't know, a yellow to a yellow. We have to change it up a bit. And then
We're going to let her get away with this?
Yes. And then in terms of what was the other question?
No, we're still talking about paint.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So then I go and I pick out the paint color and I bring it to the guys and I say, put it on. I usually drive it over to Bill. I bring him all the paints every day, line them up, show him what I need done.
So what influences, though? Is it the homeowner's personality? Is it the surrounding?
You guys are going to let me get away with this?
Is it the surrounding buildings, the landscape?
Oh, yeah. No. The way I choose is just whatever. I really do. I listen to what the homeowners are going for. It depends on what the sidings, what type of the siding, what type of siding we're putting up.
So what would you use on a nice natural white cedar pine rough sawn clapboard?
A natural stain.
What type of stain? Oil, water-based, transparent, semi-transparent?
Water-based, semi-transparent.
And what colors are best?
What was the question?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's tell the truth here.
Yes.
We go to the paint warehouse, a.k.a. Higgins Street.
The Oops department.
The Oops
The
department.
Oops department, and
At
a
Sherwin-Williams.
lot of times we have leftovers, or companies will call us up and offer us really good deals on the stains or whatever they have in paints, and a lot of times that's how we choose the colors.
Remember last spring we got 3 truckloads from Goslines Hardware?
And I had to dump out a bunch of paint because there was orange galore, and it had to end.
You didn't dump out paint.
Maybe in my head I did.
Oh. Yeah, no, we still have quite a bit of paint, but we also, you do come up with some colors. Moose Pond purple, we get that
Yeah.
one a lot.
A lot of times we do, when we do listen to the homeowners, if they do have a specific color, but we also, if we have the freedom to choose, we like to choose.
Have we ever left any the same color?
We painted the trim. Which one did we just paint
No,
the trim
once-
on?
One time they really wanted.
Oh, Houghton,
Houghton, we just painted the trim.
because they had just painted
Yeah.
it.
And then also, what was the one in Round Pond? Didn't they want it yellow?
But it wasn't yellow.
It wasn't?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, well, Bunganuk,
There-
we kept
oh, yeah,
that one
Bunganuk.
gray.
Yeah, we couldn't do anything to the exterior. And a couple have actually had siding on it,
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah.
That's true too.
but mostly good
Can we
old-fashioned
talk about
paint.
something other than paint right now?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about what you've been up to and
I dug my mountain bike out of the shed yesterday.
Exciting.
And filled the tires. I've been making trails in the backyard to
Nice.
go walk Gussie on. We went for a long walk yesterday, and he can't get off the couch today. He wouldn't come with me. I was hoping he'd have
And you've been spending a lot of time at headquarters.
I've been spending a lot of time.
And what have you been doing?
Oh, you guys want to know what I've been doing for work?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you wanted to know what I'm doing on my spare time. I'm just talking fun here. I'm with you every day for work. We've been focusing a lot on the shop. Looking for new merchandise to come in, looking for new artists and craftsmen to feature.
Who are
their
some of the
stuff
artists?
that we work with right now?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. We work with, Danny Burns, Addie Pete.
Addie Pete did
She did the floor cloths for us.
for you went
When was that? Jeez, Louise, you're making me lose my.
I can't remember all the episodes. I just remember. She made floor cloths.
Oh, it was the one on Copsey,
Oh,
Bell Island.
Bell Island.
Bell Island. Yes, that was what it called.
And what else do we have down there?
What's been selling the best lately? Oh, the saw blades have been selling.
Saw blades. We have
Yeah.
signed used saw blades.
We need to get more saw blades.
I got an email about them yesterday.
What'd they
saying
say?
they put it up in their brand new man room.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's so excited.
They're all old saw blades that come off the saws we've been using. We'll start doing it on Sawzall blades. We'll have 1 million of those.
We get them engraved
Jeepers creepers.
and then sign them.
Turn them into bookmarks or something.
I don't know. Your signature's too long. You might have to shorten it up for
Shorten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so online sales have been the only thing that's going on right now. But it's been going well.
Yeah.
Working the kinks out.
Yeah. Luckily, we've got a great retail manager, Isadora.
I'm excited for the tasting room.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing.
The Woodshed.
The Woodshed.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
So we're taking advantage of this downtime, we have a little space out back at headquarters, and we're hoping to put in a beer and wine tasting room and have events and
Outdoor patio area.
outdoor patio.
Fenced-in area for dogs.
Fences. Yeah. Speaking of dogs, where's Gus?
I told you I took him for a wicked long walk yesterday, and he won't get off the couch.
No new puppy?
Tomorrow.
What?
We're gonna go look tomorrow or today. When?
We're hoping to get a call tomorrow to go look at one.
Really?
But I mean, I've looked everywhere. We're calling over. Like, it's called Machias Port.
I think everyone's getting a puppy right now.
Someone just sent me a place from Michigan. I'm like, that might be
Everyone
too
who
long
has
of a ride.
time.
Right, did you see that article about the dog shelter that had no dogs right now?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
We looked into rescues, but no one had any. I mean,
Wow.
I'm sure they do, but
Right.
There is some good coming from this crazy world we're living in.
Yeah.
yeah, Gus needs a buddy. He's depressed.
It's the first time I haven't seen him with you, really.
He
We'll have to have Gus on here sometime.
Well,
And Tank.
yeah, get him to bark.
Yeah.
I was trying to get Gus to come, and I was hoping he would have a pair of headphones and a microphone.
Nope.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So, well, this is exciting, guys.
Yeah.
I like what you've done with the place.
Let's get in there, huh? Is this for? We need we need her to interior design some of this. We need some more ideas.
No, I
It's a
think
little
I
drab
think it
right
looks
now.
Great.
Yeah. Do you like our ceiling carpeting job?
I bought them for you.
Where'd you guys get those?
Martins.
Martins.
Of course you did.
Martins was awesome. We had to finish up that last camp, and they were closed.
We love Martins.
And I called them up, and they opened up, let me in. Then I called Chase. Chase, I need help because I had so much furniture. Remember?
For you guys that don't know, Martins is a wholesale distributor in Maine.
Serve Plus salvage store. They take stuff when department stores have fires, and they buy it all out and sell it at.
Not just
Deep
fires.
discounts.
Stores that go out of business.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
not just fires.
Liquidation stuff.
But yeah, how much did you
Insurance.
pay for these panels? Like 25
But
cents?
Martins is a Maine institution.
But they always have something. You should have bought it when you saw
You
it.
should have bought it when you saw it at Martins. And we love
We're
Martins.
doing
and
advertisements too.
Apparently.
And Martins loves Ashley, They all know her by name. They open up for her.
And that's true. I mean, that's how we.
That helps with the budgets, really. It's
Yeah.
part of being a Mainer.
Yep. And you use a lot of furniture that comes from the camps.
Yeah, a lot of, like when we go in there, I mean, you see that they're packed full of stuff, so we can pick through it. It's easier when the camp owners go through it. But a lot of times we have to do it, so then we can set aside the stuff that we want to reuse.
I just had an idea.
Or,
Mainers, everyone keeps stuff. We should go back to these cabins after a year or two because on TV it has to be minimal stuff. See how filled they are. It looks so perfect on TV. I guarantee they're filled
It's
to the
true.
brim.
It's true.
Like
And that's a good point too. I mean, when you design and when you're setting these up, you're staging them for
TV.
TV.
Less is more.
Less is more.
And a lot of people, I answer the questions all the time. And everybody's taste is different. I'm sure the homeowners go in after we're done and, stylize it the way they want it. I'm decorating with a lot of color, a lot, like for TV.
But I think a lot of them also keep.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like I went to
They love it, but they
Tony
also...
and Jeannie's, and they pretty much kept it.
the same.
kept
Yeah.
everything. So, yeah, I mean, you guys know, but for you guys out there, I get a certain amount of money, a few $1,000s, a couple thousand, for each camp. So just changing up the carpets, changing up the bedding, changing up the pillows. There's the little things that you can do that will change the look of a room really fast and for not that much money. It's more when you have to start buying like the big items if they don't have beds or, couches and stuff like that.
Just tell them one of your tricks. So when we have a big camp with low budget for decorating,
beds.
yeah, what do you do?
Air mattresses.
See, that's another way we save money. There's tricks like throw an air mattress on, make it look good for TV, and then
Right.
Yeah.
the
But-
homeowners when
and
they get some money can replace
The cool
it.
thing is, though, in season 1, we had to pull all the stuff out, but at this point,
Oh, season
the
one.
homeowners get to keep everything, which is so much easier for us, and it's also a bonus for them.
season 1, we'd be taking stuff from our own houses, from hotel rooms. Remember putting it in
Yeah,
there?
it was the Dagon one, right? They pulled some
Big chairs.
out of-
And then we'd be on the next jobs, and Homer would be like, where's my stuff? Or I'd be like, where's my stuff at home? Like, stuff everywhere. It's gotten a lot easier.
The last camp that we did still has one of our
Bar stools, I know.
stools.
I specifically said, is that better come back? Oh, yeah, no problem. The other day, where's our bar stool? I'm just going to leave it there.
Which camp?
Shaw.
Oh, jeez. I got
Yet to be seen.
Yeah, that's right. How many more do we have?
When's this
I think
airing?
4 episodes left, I think.
Yeah.
Exciting.
And by then, hopefully, we'll be rolling right into starting next season.
Season 5.
Are you looking forward to a possible season 5?
Are you kidding? Of course I am. I'm excited. It's becoming easier the more that we do it. Well, I should say that now. Knock on wood. Why don't you name your podcast "Knock on Wood"?
Probably should. We've already done it a couple times.
We like the Woodshed, though, because the Woodshed's great.
Yep.
Woodshed's functionable.
It reminds me of Clearwater.
Yeah, you go.
Oh, that's right.
and
That's
then
right.
everyone goes to the Woodshed to do things.
Tell them
you
the
know?
story about Clearwater.
You know Woodshed.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear it.
There's a giant rock under the lake in between Camp Jane and
It is
Clearwater.
scary.
Our camp.
Yeah.
And it's gigantic. And if you canoe across it, the right time of day, you can see it. And some people can dive down and like write their initials on it in the muck or whatever.
No, it's haunted.
Haunted.
Well, yes.
A haunted rock.
That's what you should write your story about.
Jenny already has a bunch of stories.
I thought you wrote about Bleeding Heart.
That's what lives at
Anyway.
You can write your own story. Well, how does that have to do with a woodshed?
The rock's named Woodshed.
Oh, I like
And
interesting.
everybody knows Woodshed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go around it.
Everyone goes around. No one.
Ashley, I'm sure you've been behind a woodshed or two in your life.
Now you're from the Woodshed.
Oh, that's awesome.
You guys are funny.
We are.
So, what else is on this list of yours?
All right.
Oh, we still got time.
Yeah.
We're learning as we go. This is going to get more fluid and better, but time's
I
flying.
think this is great.
Time's flying with Ashley.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the brooms. Right?
Yes.
We should put up a broom back there for her.
If you do, I'm never going to be a guest again.
Oh, come on. It's just a fun joke.
We should. Are we going to ever sell brooms?
I think we should sell brooms.
Yeah.
Custom?
Sam has a good hookup up in somewhere up north.
She got a broom dealer?
Yeah, she really does. I don't know. Don't ask.
That's great.
So the broom thing is a big joke, and it just kind of has taken off.
It started with Dixie.
Dixie, yeah, as a joke. Because there's always been 2 or 3 brooms in every cabin.
Endless jokes.
Endless jokes.
Remember that one camp that had like 10 brooms?
The mini broom.
Parking garage. I came to headquarters a couple weeks ago. There's that broom only parking out front. It was awesome. But yeah, it's a joke. And
I get the broom jokes at home, even when we're not on the job site. I get them everywhere. I get somebody.
Do you get offended by the broom jokes?
No, I do not.
Okay,
I
let's
think-
clear that up right now.
Because some people do think Ashley gets offended, and
I don't
everything we
get
do is a
offended.
good
I
fun.
think the joke's on you guys because it's such an old joke. It makes you look like get a new joke.
She's like, look, you guys are so lame.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
we're like laughing at ourselves nonstop.
Pretty much.
Well, hey, as long as we all get to laugh over it, right?
Yeah, right?
And I did get a joke. I mean, I got a broom from Maddie. She like bedazzled it. Did you ever see that one? I don't know.
That's the
yeah.
first broom you ever got.
That's not the first broom I ever got. It's the first customized broom I ever got. The only customized.
Your wood engraving guy was doing shovel handles.
Yeah?
We could do broom
Brooms.
handles.
Oh, there you go. See?
There we go.
Yeah.
Done.
With my face on it.
We-
I'm gonna own this broom joke all the way to the
Sure.
bank.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. We'll sell it right beside the man glitter.
Yeah.
So you can sweep up.
It can be somehow we can make it the woman's version of man glitter.
I think you're getting a little sexist there.
No,
Right, Maggie?
Man glitter's for everybody.
Yeah, man glitter's for everybody.
I know, I'm just joking with you guys.
We don't want to come off like that ever.
No.
No,
No, no, no.
no.
Not at all.
We're equal opportunity.
I know you
we
are.
love having you around.
Equal opportunity offenders.
Equal opportunity offenders. But we have our humor. It's sometimes people take it differently, but
For sure.
we have a good time.
New topic. Okay.
New topic.
Say thank you, producer.
The producer has spoken.
The producer has
Want to
spoke.
talk about Gus some more?
She can do her own.
Do you guys want to? You
an hour
guys know
about Gus.
Gus's middle name? Do you know his full name, Ryan?
Christopher Columbus.
Yep.
They-
His real name though is August West,
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
but his real name is August West Christopher Columbus Morrill Eldridge.
Wow. He sounds dignified.
What type of dog are you looking at?
I think we're gonna get a new dog and name him Willie.
Lab.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson.
I've always loved
Clarify
labs.
that.
Yeah.
We've always had good luck with
Don't you
labs.
think that's a cute name?
Willie.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson Columbus Morrill Eldridge the fifth.
You know Lizard's full name? King Elizard Breath the First.
Well, so let's talk about new animal names. Did you hear about the new animal that's coming to the Morrill
Oh, yeah.
family?
Are you getting
That's
a
a
horse?
big announcement.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
What's the name, Maggie?
Its name is Penny Lane.
No way.
Yep.
Ah! When?
It's coming next week.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. There's a barn.
You caved.
Well, I did.
He's got a whole new
Started
light
with-
through this whole coronation thing.
No.
There's a barn up the road from Mom, and a family moved in, and they're looking to stable some horses. And Mom got talking with them, and they found a horse, a rescue in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting.
Does that have to get quarantined when it gets here?
Nope.
Well, it's got a break-in period, right?
It's not a quarantine.
Not quarantine, but
Nothing to do with the coronavirus.
Cats can get coronavirus. I read that yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been watching too
So
much
can
Tiger
dogs.
King.
horses can't. Anyways, we figured. I mean, the kids don't have school. It's
Yeah.
a great time. They need something to do. They can pretty much walk or ride a bike from Mom's there. Go ride the horse.
No.
I just want to preface this. This is a big deal because Chase has been saying no forever.
Ever.
Adamantly.
Yes.
No.
So those
No.
horses that got dropped off when my barn was finished were actually Mark Burtwell's and Tammy's and
I
Sid's.
can't believe that Mark got that horse to go into your
Yeah.
workshop.
I still get questions about that. Those are not our horses, but now.
And Lance does have the emus.
Yes,
He
Lance
actually
really
has
does have
about
emus.
5 right now, the last thing I heard. And he loves his emus, or Lily does. I don't know. I think he does too.
Yeah.
He has 2 babies.
I bet Lance Jr.'s probably riding those by now. Right?
That is a thing, right? Ostrich racing?
He's got emus, not ostriches.
I know, but.
What's the difference?
Ostriches
Size?
are bigger. I don't know. That emu was not. That emu was supposed to be a baby, and it was not a baby.
No.
Well, actually, it was. It was adolescent.
That's the first and last time we'll have non-domesticated animals, I think, on the show.
Yeah, we learned our lesson.
Yeah. Too much work.
Yeah, that's a huge story for another time.
Yeah.
All right, so Maggie has some questions that are
Pertinent to Ashley,
Yeah.
I believe.
pertinent to Ashley design and all that fun stuff.
What?
Right. Everyone could comment, but what do Ashley and Ryan do in their spare time? Do they only have one dog, Gus?
What do we do in our spare time? Ryan does a lot of work in his spare time. He is making an in-law apartment for his father and stepmother in our basement.
Way over my deadline and way over my budget, but I'm almost there. We play a lot of cribbage.
We play a lot of cribbage. We're watching Ozark right now.
We've been out in the woods a lot,
Yeah.
building trails.
When we're not in Corona, we like to go out to eat.
Skiing when.
We go
Skiing a lot. Spend a lot of time in the lake.
Oh, imagine how nice it must be.
I like to go to a lot of concerts. It's gonna be a weird summer. No concerts. It's gonna be a lot of staying at home with friends and family, going to camp. It's gonna be a great camp
We've been
summer.
watching old baseball games. The World Series Red Sox championship.
Yeah, watching some old baseball games. It's funny, like
He's so excited. He's in front of the TV like it's in town happening.
yeah,
He's screaming, cheering, jumping up and down like.
that's like one of the greatest moments in New England sports history. That is a far cry from what is going on now. We were at the top and we are going down. Besides the Bruins, God love them.
Okay, question from Kate. I would love to know where Ashley shops for interior furnishing and tchotchkes. She does an amazing job.
I love Jellisons. I love Martins.
And what is Jellisons?
Jellison Traders. It's a cool. Pretty much, they have everything you could ever think of. Used furniture, used dishes, used everything.
And they're located in Augusta, right?
Not used. That's a wrong word.
Riverside Drive in
What's
Augusta.
the word?
Gently-
Right near the Red Barn.
Gently.
If you want your order before you arrive, call 623-9485.
623-9485.
You guys remember that commercial, huh?
I know the whole song. Going to the red one to get something to eat. Bonk, bonk. Anyway.
Yeah, so Jellison's, Martin's. We
Chase and I grew up right down the road from these places. This is why we know these things.
Well, there's all sorts of cool ones around Maine.
Yeah,
you
they're
got
all over.
Hollowell, the antique mall down in Hollowell.
Yeah.
Yeah, roadside knick-knack places or whatever.
I shop local as much as possible.
Elmer's Barn.
Mm-hmm.
Is another
Chase's Barn.
Chase's Barn.
I always tell people you guys were picking before it got popular. You guys are a little bit ahead of the curve with that.
You should have been on American Pickers, Chase.
No, but you guys are doing that, like in building barn board furniture before it was popular, right before social media.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember trying to put stuff on eBay when we had the potluck shop, and it was so complicated.
So hard.
You had to take the photo with your camera, upload the images. They took forever to upload them, but now it's like boop, 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 boop.
Done.
Yep.
A lot of our friends and families, parents and friends, and
Oh, gosh, Mr. Dix.
they know to just drop stuff off. No, I'm taking out a vanity. You guys want it?
It's
We don't even
amazing.
ask. It's like they just know. Just go drop it off. At Chase's Barn.
Question from Wayne. Who stages your cabins? Do the owners of the camps keep the furniture, or is it just for show?
For the most part, the owners keep everything. If we go over budget, we do have to pull items, but we try to keep it on budget so that they can keep everything. I try to use what they have and then just add to it. And I have helpers. Isadora helped save me a lot. And then I had an assistant, Erin, last season and the season before that.
And we become her assistants too, even though we say we're not gonna. We're always moving furniture.
We always say, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it.
We're not gonna do it.
Yeah, right.
But it's come a long way. So season one, remember, season one they put everything in, and then the homeowner picked if they wanted to buy it afterwards. It
was a pain.
We've come a long ways.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of being a new show. There's no budget there now.
I mean, we started the show. We didn't know anything that we were doing.
Season 1 was so hard.
So
10 camps. It was so hard.
It was like...
And we were all over the place. I mean, we were in Bar Harbor area. We were everywhere.
Remember the 2-hour
Sugarloaf,
interviews?
2-hour interviews on those rocks.
Yeah.
Everyone's gotten more efficient.
Plucked me up a tree that one time.
Okay. Question from Donna. Are you all really from Maine?
Yes.
We're all boomerangs, right? Isn't that what they call it?
Why are you trying to be hip again,
No.
Maggie?
No, what's a boomerang? A boomerang is you were born in Maine, you go to your school, maybe you go to college, but then you just venture out and you boomerang back.
Were we gone long enough to be boomerangs?
I was.
Ashley was. She's a crested boomerang. Boomerang. But yeah, we all were born.
Yes, we were all
in
born
Maine.
and raised in Maine. We all went to college in Maine.
That's true. I guess,
Yeah.
yeah.
We all went out west skiing for a while.
Yeah, I went to Colorado and then up to Alaska, so I was gone a while. It's easy to forget.
I think that's true for pretty much everybody on the cast.
Yeah, 100% yes, Mainers.
Yes.
Okay.
Maynard.
100%.
Great. A question from Susan. How come Gus isn't mentioned as part of the team?
Good question. Let's call the producers and ask.
Gus he's in every episode.
Because he follows me around. That's why he's such a
Yes.
perfect.
But he really was made for TV. He'll sit right. I mean, he sits right there, looks at her like he does. He acts pretty well.
But we all have dogs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think they confuse. I think if they see Otis a lot of times, they just think it's Gus.
Yep.
Because I talk to Gus so much.
that's a stretch. By about 15 pounds.
Yeah, wide ways.
All right, now I didn't come here to.
But Dixie has 2 labs, but he feels more comfortable not bringing them around,
Yeah.
which, totally understandable. Jetta's got Susie.
Susie's around a bunch.
Yep.
Brad's dogs are around now.
Brad has 2.
BT has a couple dogs.
Yep.
Who else have we seen?
Wing is...
Wing.
Winger's dogs are around.
Andy.
Andy's
That's Cody.
dogs.
Okay, so everyone has dogs.
All right.
Sadie was around. Sadie passed this winter. So Sadie was around for a while. She's been in a lot of the last couple episodes.
Aw.
Kind of a little tearjerker, but it's good. So, and we'll get more dogs. There's a lot of call for the
Isadora has Tank.
dogs, the cabin masters.
Maybe we'll do a calendar.
We should do a calendar.
Better than us, isn't it?
Lizard better be on that damn thing.
We'll have Lizard and Cricket together. I've always wanted to bring Cricket over to your house and see if they...
Knew each other?
Yeah, because they're brother and sister.
Oh, we should film
Lizard
that.
would beat him up.
But do you think they remember each other?
No. And Lizard is not nice.
Let's bring him in here and interview him.
I'm down.
Okay, question from Rob. What is the reason your mom's dog is named Kermit?
Chase, why don't you answer this?
Well, that's a great question.
And there is a great answer.
Kermit the dog came about because Sarah and I were set on naming our second child Kermit.
Oh, not Nori?
Nori.
Kermit,
If Nori had been a
Kermit
boy,
Cash,
if
right?
Nori had been a boy, she would have been Kermit. And my mother went out. My mother hated the name.
I don't blame her one bit.
She went out and got a puppy and named it Kermit without telling us, so that she took the name so we couldn't name Nori Kermit.
That is a brilliant move.
I know.
But luckily for everybody, Nori is a girl. She's Eleanor. But Sarah, my wife's Eva, Big Eva, sent my mother a thank you letter after she found out because they hated the name so much as well.
Don't worry, Maggie. You're supposed to be Bazooka. Luckily, the dog came around first.
I still like the name Kermit. I think it would have
I
been
do
a great
not
name.
like the name Kermit.
But
For
Eleanor,
a frog.
Yeah,
Or a
for a
dog.
frog.
but it was Eleanor Roosevelt, and Teddy Roosevelt's brother was named Kermit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and my father grew up with somebody named Kermit.
Interesting.
It's not a bad name.
If you're
Just-
shout out to anyone named Kermit.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, question from Gary. In a recent show where Ashley built a countertop using puck-shaped woodcuts and then used liquid plastic to fill in between, I'm trying to
Seekman.
locate such liquid,
Oh, yeah.
and I need to know
I
what it's
don't know what that
called.
liquid
That was the Seekman camp.
Yes, and that stuff is called. Oh, I just used a ton of it downstairs. It's like liquid glass or something like that.
Is it liquid glass?
It's two-part epoxy that you can go get at Sherwin-Williams, any of the lumber stores. It's it's like a clear coat, and the only recommendation is
Don't do it with Lance.
don't do it with Lance. Do it as thin as you can, and it's messy.
So how did you make those thick pieces in the table you built us? Didn't you lay it thick in it with a railroad ties?
You can buy if you have big gaps to fill in. You can buy stuff specifically to fill
big-
in
Okay.
big gaps. It's a lot more watery. But for that one, if you're just gonna you want to barcode stuff.
Right.
It's basically called barcode.
Did someone cut their finger on that one?
Yes, those and
Remember-
cutting those
Remember Lance
cookies.
was making me carry those trees.
Oh, and the cookie, yeah.
Yeah,
It's so dangerous cutting round stuff on chop
and
sauce.
yeah.
It's so dangerous. So be careful when you're cutting cookies. You know, you want to go as thin as you
Bandsaw
can.
would be better, I think.
Yeah, they're flying so fast, and there's no good way to hold on to it.
You don't know where a knot is either.
And it can easily twist on you. And let them dry out first. Make sure you glue them down good.
That's an interesting question. It's funny what people see and remember.
That countertop came out really great, though.
Another question was do you remember the name of the crushed seashell tiles?
They were at a Southern Maine, weren't they? Kennebec Port? Ogunquit?
Somebody sent an email.
That was season 1, too.
Yeah. They must be re-showing a lot of the.
Oh, I'd have to go back and look.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't think of it either, but.
Main shellware?
No, that's what we have now. Same idea.
Yeah.
His name was Mickey.
I think that they sold the company.
The guy that made it was Mickey?
Yeah, I think he sold the
Was he
company.
buddies with Kermit?
You just
Those are two different. Oh, not anymore.
Our producer shakes her head when she thinks we got stupid jokes.
Okay, we'll go for one last question. I am interested in you Morrills being 10th generation Mainers. Our family must have come over early at the same time period. My family came from England in 1630 to Massachusetts Bay Colony. Some of the family names are full names above. I am curious if there's any ancestors in common. What are some of the names on your family tree?
Interesting. You should have given us one for homework.
Yeah.
I don't have the big circle in front of me.
10th
We
generation,
do
huh?
our family trees with a big circle. I don't know. What's our family's name? Morrill, Fletcher, Chase.
Yep.
So Fletcher's a surname?
Yep.
Fletcher's my grandmother's maiden name. No.
Chase. So, my grandmother's father was Eric Fletcher Chase.
There we go.
So, but
Oh,
more.
those are three cool people. Eric and Fletcher and Chase.
Wow.
I wish I knew Eric Fletcher Chase.
Yeah.
What nationalities is Morrill and Chase?
Maine. I mean, it was all Massachusetts Bay Colony, so I'm sure there's
Yeah.
some connection somewhere.
What is it? English, Irish, French, German?
English,
I think English.
for the most part. But my mom and dad met in Germany. In Garmisch.
That we have to have my mother on here we
Oh.
we were having Easter dinner and we were asking Mom some questions. The stuff she was telling us that she did when she met Dad was just unreal.
Really? I want to hear.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we were talking about the Grand Prix over in Monaco. Was it right?
I think so.
She went?
She's like, oh, your dad and I went there on motorcycle. They kicked us out after the race. They got rid of all the poor people. Yeah, that's definitely another conversation.
Interesting.
But yes, our family's been in Maine for a long time. My father comes from a large family. We come from a large family. I mean, you come from a
Small family.
small family, but
Not
the French
anymore.
ties.
I got my morals now. I got all kinds of morals. So, yeah, my family came down from French Canada and Quebec.
Yeah, so I guess
This was fun.
that's.
Thanks for letting me be the first guest. If you had anybody else, I would have been so mad.
Thanks for making us wait.
Yeah, we knew that.
Do
was
you remember
gonna
that shirt I
happen.
used to wear? Running late is my cardio.
Yes.
I need to go get some cardio.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show. We'll have you back again soon.
We will have beer, water, or coffee next time.
Yeah, we'll be a little more prepared.
Okay.
It's 10 a.m. No beer.
It's noontime somewhere.
It's Corona.
We'll do an afternoon one.
Yeah, does that count during coronation?
We should have a drinking game here. How many times Maggie rolls her eyes at us?
She's not gonna come back. You better be nice. Thank you, Maggie.
Well,
Okay,
that's
I'll
exciting.
let you guys out. I'm gonna go get some water.
All right, see you, honey.
Thanks
Cool.
for having me.
Thanks.
Gonna
Tell
go
Gus
home
to
and
come next time.
That's what I was gonna say.
Well, that was our first STS segment. That went well.
I did.
Bye.
Yeah, this.
I think when Ashley comes on, we'll have to start calling it better late than never, though, with Ashley.
Okay.
So that went pretty smoothly.
Yeah, better than expected.
As smooth as a piece of as smooth as a piece of nice white pine lumber.
Good old white pine. I can smell it, too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the basic format. We'll have guests on regularly, and question and answers.
So we'll always answer some questions. What's the website people send questions to?
People send questions to. They can go on the YouTube to watch the podcast.
Yeah.
Or they can send the questions to.
On our Facebook pages or something?
Facebook
We'll
page?
work on that. We'll get a
Yeah.
good place to question.
Send them through the website.
Go to the website. There's a contact link,
Perfect.
and we'll screen those. Maggie will line them up, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Then we'll have a guest on every time. We'll have our STS segment.
Yep, we know we need to have beer, coffee, or wine, or water ready to go.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll feature a new product every time in our shop.
Yeah.
Just it's gonna be hard to beat man glitter. That's pretty awesome.
That's setting the bar high. Thanks, Maggie.
Yeah, thank you, Maggie. That was great. Thank you, Nelma.
Yeah, thank you, Noma.
They're a big reason that got started.
Yeah, we've been working with them from the beginning. They're the ones who go in and make sure all the white pine is graded properly, the quality's good. I mean, Maine's a hugely forested state. Wood is a huge product, and eastern white pine specifically. We use it for everything, and they're the ones who oversee it. Keep it graded. You can find out more information on them at nelma.org, whitepine.org, or
Spruce.
told you I'd forget.
White spruce, sprucecedar.org or something. Look it up. Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
we're working out the glitches.
2 out of 3.
Sprucepinefir.org. Sprucepinefir.org.
We use all of them, and we try and use as much real building materials in the camp, real wood, because we go into these camps, we see that's what lasts, that's what holds up.
I don't think we could do this in a lot of other states.
Yeah.
Just because pine is so abundant in Maine, so resourceful, so inexpensive, and so available.
Yeah, it helps keep our budgets down. It lets us be flexible with building methods. And, we're not, we are the masters, but we're not there's so many different ways to do stuff. We get that email all the time. Why didn't you do it this way?
Oh, yeah.
And that's, we do it as best we can to keep these camps going as long as we can. And that's really what it's all about for us, is keeping these camps alive and usable for families in Maine.
Yeah.
And
It's not the right way, the wrong way. It's just the get it done way.
yeah, and just keep it going and have fun and get people involved.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, check out our website, KennebeckCabin.com. Everything's still for sale and open. Get man glitter there soon, I think.
Yeah.
MaineCabinMasters.com.
YouTube channel. Give us feedback. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you think. If you want to see any changes, any additions.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
This is season 1, episode 1. Think about how far we went filming. Think about season
it's
4 of the
true.
podcast. Woof.
Yeah.
Could be holograms by then. You never know.
Fantastic.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Maggie,
Thanks, Maggie.
thank you.
Sure.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. What does that mean?
I don't know.
So what does subscribe mean, Maggie?
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
So on the YouTube, God, no, I'm so
On the
involved.
if you get on the YouTube, you subscribe.
Like
so.
the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on notifications.
Leave us comments.
That's why we hired you.
Be nice. It's probably Maggie reading them. So,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Subscribe.